So I'm back in Leeds on what is quite a chilly morning, hence the hat. Still in April. Black and white photography is the GRiii is set on semi-automatic settings. I just want to take whatever's in front of me. I don't want to think about the camera. I've got a couple of custom buttons where I can flip between snap, distance and closer focusing. Other than that, it's pretty much auto all the way, pretty fast shutter speed, f8, get as much in relatively good sharpness as possible. I'm going to head into the city, see what I can find. I'm not going to restrict myself to any sort of type of subject, object. I'm just going to make this an extension of my eye. So I've recently been reading a book from a Japanese photographer, Moriyama, and he's very similar to the style that I adopt, especially in my urban environment with the GRiii snapshots. He talks about what I've just mentioned. Actually, don't pay too much focus on a certain subject, and what I mean by that is, if for instance you've got a project, let's say doorways, they don't just go out and focus on that because you miss opportunities. A lot of his work is also black and white, and this is the mantra which I like to adopt. Very quick, instantaneous shots, snapshots, hence the reason why I've got it set up on a semi-automatic setting. So today I don't know what I'm going to see. Combination of people in the shots. It's basically life in the city. A lot of urban architecture. Just looking around. Don't limit yourself to certain subjects. Shoot what you see, and potentially come away with a lot of photographs. Shooting in JPEG, black and white, high contrast to give that real dynamic feel to the photography. Reflections, structure from the buildings, the diagonal lines and the trees. Contrast really, especially because I'm shooting in high contrast black and white and metered for the highlights as well. Not direct light today, very overcast. Look at this. One big blanket of cloud, which evens the light out, to be honest. So, when I'm looking at contrast, very much in the textures, the paints on the buildings, for instance, the lightness of the concrete, people's clothing, things like that. I need to be conscious about the sky, because if I do include the sky too much, then that will really darken the image and may hinder my subject. But on the fly, I've got exposure compensation. I've also turned the LCD screen off as well, because I don't want to be constantly reviewing the images, because that will inhibit my workflow, as it were. Stopped me in my tracks. So in the city centre, pigeons just chilling. I could really shout really loud and create a scene. Oh, yeah. Eyes open, diagonals. With added bonus of someone being pushed around in a wheelchair. So, refreshed by the quick hits of the coffee, getting a bit more energy. And it's livening up a bit. It's just after 9 o'clock, so you're getting more people. So I'm going to get more interaction with the street environment. Said that, it's very quiet. You do get a lot of homeless people, which I don't want to photograph for obvious reasons. People just going on their way, doing whatever they've got to do. I think it's harder in a way where it is quieter. You've got less opportunities to look out for. Still got to look out for characters though. Like, look at this, is that a woman or a guy? I don't know. Look at this in colour though. You can shoot black and white. Look at this. And this is his book from Daido Moriyama, How I Take Photographs. Just to read an excerpt from what he's saying. Looking around, continually alert, he points a lens towards whatever catches his interest. Occasionally he holds his camera at chest height, just presses the shutter button, keeping it pressed down, taking one shot after another in quick succession without bothering to look into the viewfinder. And this is what it's about. This is what he talks about. Snap photographer. And it's good to take books out which inspire you, just to sit down and take a look at what he's taken. His shots. No single shot stands out, but a series documenting his days. Great stuff. I'm just concentrating on the moment, thinking out each and every instant, how should I take the next few shots. Books. Never underestimate the power of the books. Much better than flicking through social media these days. Leeds City Museum. Such an interesting building. The architecture of that. Lots of architectural lines, circles, diagonals. Yeah, lovely stuff. Now, I am fairly new at this urban street photography genre, there's no doubt about it. And it's all about getting used to what I feel comfortable shooting, because it can be quite daunting, especially for landscape photographers where we're used to the open landscape. I'm a very solitary person. And I think my photography, when it comes to the street, urban stuff, comes out in that. I'll never go up to someone and ask for the portrait. I'll never stick the camera in front of their face. Very standoffish in a way, but I don't mind that because that evokes a bit of a mystery to the images. We shall see, but it's important to be comfortable in your photography. That's what I'm slowly getting at. Getting at a certain point where I feel confident in doing what I'm doing. And that's a combination of people, middle to far distance, and a combination of architectural stuff as well. So heading out of the city now, back in Whitehall area, back to my car. I've been here, what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're 9,000 steps later, always on the go, other than the little break for the coffee and talking to you on the camera. Not sure what I've got. It's going to be a series of images documenting the little morning session, which I enjoy. Snap photographer. Instantaneous, spontaneity. Black and white give that extra dimension and interest. So, from Leeds, I will bid you farewell. Till next time. And I hope you enjoy the gallery. Bye bye for now. Thank you.